In problem number 14, we see an example of an ECR, which, as stated earlier, will not show up on the HSA anymore. However, these problems are important because they could take the same problem and make them into a multiple choice question. So we are going to go over the ECR, and it's important for you to do the work. However, remember, you would not be graded on your work on the HSA. You would be grading on selecting the correct response. Problem 14. Jared wants to rent a carpet cleaner. The table below shows the cost of renting a carpet cleaner. Part 1. Complete the table to show the cost of renting a carpet cleaner for 5 and 6 hours if this pattern continues. Well, we can see from the table that the cost is increasing with each hour. And if you carefully look at that, you can see that we are increasing by $6 for every hour that we rent the carpet cleaner. So, for the 5th hour, we would add $6 to the 34, and 34 plus 6 is $40, and then we would add another $6 for the 6th hour, which would give us a total of $46 to rent the carpet cleaner for 6 hours. So that takes care of part 1. Part 2, write an equation to represent the relationship between the cost of renting a carpet cleaner and the number of hours that a carpet cleaner is rented. Well, the number of hours is going to be our dependent variable, so we'll call that x. And the cost is x is our independent variable. X is the independent variable. And y is the dependent variable, which is cost, because the cost depends on the number of hours that you rent the machine. So, when we write our equation, we're going to think back to y equal to mx plus b, because this is a linear relationship because it changes by the same amount every time. Our slope in this case is going to be 6 because it costs $6 per hour for every hour that you rent the machine, and we already said that x represents the number of hours. Now, the only thing that we don't know is the y-intercept, and the y-intercept is the value of y when x is equal to 0. So if we put a 0 in our table and we decrease the cost by 16, we get 10. So the y-intercept for this problem, and again, the way that I did that is I took the 16, I subtracted 6 because we're going backwards, and I got a cost of $10. So that is my equation that represents the cost of the equation, $6 per hour plus what appears to be a $10 basic rental fee. Part 3. If Jared has $60, can he rent the carpet cleaner for 9 hours? Well, the easiest way I think to do this problem is to take the 9 hours and substitute it into your equation in place of x. So we would have y equal to 6 times 9 hours plus 10. That would give me 6 times 9 is 54 plus 10. Add 54 plus 10, and I get $64. So if I want to rent the carpet cleaner for 9 hours, it would cost me $64. And if Jared has $60, can he rent it for 9 hours? No. He can't rent it because it costs $64 and he only has 60. The last part of the question, the store also sells the same carpet cleaner for $165, including tax. What is the maximum number of hours that the cost of renting the carpet cleaner is less than the cost of buying the carpet cleaner? Well, for this problem, since $165 is the cost of purchasing the carpet cleaner, we're going to put $165 in place of y, because that is the cost. So if I go back up to my equation, I would have 165 in place of y is equal to 6x plus 10. Solving the equation, I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides, and I get 155 is equal to 6x. Solving for x and dividing both sides by 6, I get 155 divided by 6, which is 25.83 hours. So the question is, what is the maximum number of hours that the cost of renting is less than the cost of buying? Well, that would be 25.83 hours.